Hello, welcome to It's Your Life, and I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and I tell you, you know, veterans. Just keep that in mind. I want everybody to keep in mind, veterans. Uh, we are. Everybody know that Veterans Day is Friday, but you know what? I believe the Veterans Day is every day, and we need to focus in on our great veterans, and active duty and people that served before us, and people that we are representing here that are not here today. This means a whole lot to me, and because first of all, I served, and I have six, really seven, because Big Al don't know that, though he's there as well. That we're going to talk about and showcase this whole week. This whole week on the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, is dedicated to the veterans, and I have teamed up with a very good friend of mine that uh, it's going to be here to make these things possible. But I tell you what, before we do any of these things, I want to bring the radio group in with us as well, so we can get this on radio, TV, and all the other live streaming platforms. So I tell you what, Todd, let's get it started.
It's Your Life is sponsored by James J.C. Cooley.
Life is a series of circles and cycles, phases and stages. These are your experiences that teach you the lessons of life. You can either ignore them or embrace them. Welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life. James is a motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the James Cooley Foundation. James is here to equip you to strive for greatness and to overcome adversity. It's time to get equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, James Cooley.
Can you hear me?
No, James.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, and that was my fault. I was on mute for a little bit. Yeah, I was on mute a little bit. I am excited about today's show. I'm excited about today's show. I'm excited about the topic. I'm excited to be teaming with Al, Renatero, and Leo, and all of these great veterans that are here today, because Veterans Day is Friday, but every day is Veterans Day to me. And we are just going to celebrate some of these great veterans and some of the things that they are doing. Actually, we want to celebrate all 18 million veterans in the United States and around the world. So we want to do all of those things. So as you see, my fantastic co-host here, Michelle Cooley. How you doing today, Michelle?
I'm doing great. I'm really excited about the show today. I'm not going to say that much, but we're just honoring all the veterans and the ones, just everybody. And we just have some really special guests today. So I'm going to step aside and let you do your thing, Dr. Cooley.
Well, and also I want to bring Al Renatero on shortly, because the J.C. Cooley Foundation is teaming with the Southwest Veterans Resource Center, and this man right here is so wonderful. He's doing so many great things. Love the veterans. I mean, he just bleed veterans. And we got Mr. Leo here as well. That's going to chime in, and most important, Al, we're going to talk to all of these six veterans. What do you got to say, Al?
Man, I'm here with Leo, but I can see you got Stu, my council member of the city of Temecula, California. Stu, how you doing?
I'm good.
Good
So I want Stu to share a couple of things, if you don't mind, Stu, because we got some great veterans that are certainly in Temecula. That's where we coming from today, live in Temecula. But we also coming from 27 other states, also overseas, and on several different platforms. So, hey, Stu, can you say a couple of things about these great veterans?
Yeah, sure. Well, as most people know, Temecula is positioned right next to Camp Pendleton Marine Corps base. And so we have a lot of citizens in our city who are either retired military or currently serving in the Camp Pendleton Marine Corps. and actually Miramar. We have a bunch of people from Miramar too, and March. So we're kind of strategically situated amongst all of these really amazing military installations. So, and as far as veterans are concerned, like I said, we have a huge retired military population here. And so, like you were saying, Friday is Veterans Day, and the city of Temecula does something that's really, really cool. Is we do a concert in front of City Hall, which is basically it's a symphony concert. So it's when you're there, I mean, the sense of pride in our country and in our veterans and in our city is just like you feel like you're at Mayberry. You know, you're in Mayberry, USA. You know, here they're playing, you know, all these symphony type songs, and they're all patriotic, and it's just such a cool event. So I highly recommend if anybody's out there who lives around Temecula, come by and check out the symphony concert on Friday night, because
You got to come. If you anywhere near Temecula, you have to come and see this beautiful city. You know, so thank you so much, Stu. I want to get started with the purpose of the show. The purpose of the show is recognizing great veterans and their contributions to not just America, but the world and society. And we got 6 absolutely fantastic, actually 7 with Big Al. But before we start, I want to say that the award has been given to the American Indian Veterans of Color Guard Association, which I think is close by Temecula. Al, you want to talk about that one a little bit?
Yes, the Native American Honor Guard out of Pella was supposed to participate in the Moreno Valley event. Due to operational commitment, they were not able to, but we got the local ROTC out there. But we're going to deliver this to them. But in the same token, every honoree is going to get that Skin the Game Award once I get it and produced here in the city of Temecula. So we are trying to bring business to Temecula. We're trying to recognize everybody around the world. So for honorees today, once I get that, I'll ship that out to you.
You know, so I want to get this started, but I want everybody to know that if you want to be part of this great conversation, you can call into the radio station at 1-866-577-2473, or you can go to wherever you're watching this at on the many platforms that you're watching it on. Just go to the comment section. You can ask Am, one of these absolutely great, fantastic veterans. You can ask myself, you can ask Al, you can ask Leo, you can ask any one of us questions, and we're going to make sure that we get started. Al, this is what I would like to do. I would like for you just to introduce the 6 veterans that we are honoring, and I'm gonna bring them on as you introduce them, and then we're gonna let them tell a little bit about themselves. We're gonna get a chance to know each other. We're gonna have great conversations, and we're gonna have fun. So let's start with Captain Valerie. Al.
Well, I'm going to take the script notes, Val. I know I can read your entire stuff, but there's 6 of them. But Val and I go back. She came out in California. She served as one of our members of the Southwest. Thank you, Val. But what intrigues me, and Stu can attest to this, she loves horses. And Stu, many of you have a lot of horses, correct? So I just want to say, Val, I'm going to go real quick on all of you so we can have more time. But Val, you're going to speak with us tomorrow, right, with your husband, Jamie?
Yes.
Good. Looking forward to that.
Yes.
But briefly, give me a couple of your most important words you want to share today.
I would say, I retired from the Navy, and I started my own business, and it's Veteran Writing Services, because I write, not just ride, but I write. And my tagline for my business is commitment to service. And that's because I really feel like I learned that. That's a characteristic. One of the biggest characteristics I learned in the military was commitment. You can't just wake up and say, I don't want to go to work today. So I bring that to my business, and I hopefully bring that to all my clients. And I thank the military for that and for all they taught me. So
thanks. We're going to talk more, but the next one is Dr. Tammy Foster-Knight. How are you doing? Oh, No mic. Can't hear a thing you're saying. That's okay. I can read lips well.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Al, Dr. Cooley, everyone on the call. I am doing very, very well. And thank you for having me.
Well, we go back. You did an event for us back in your town. You recall that?
I recall it, yes.
So all of you, as I introduce you briefly, we're going to go back. You're going to be airing Wednesday, I believe.
Wednesday, yes.
Okay. So we're going to get all the grit from you there Wednesday, but let me move on to Mr. Leonard here. Okay. Leonard's here with me. We're not going to do the fancy intro, but thanks for being here. He's here with us in Temecula, and Stu, and the great city here. So Stu, briefly give us 3 words that you can say that we're going to resonate.
I want to say that all veterans, you are loved, you are worth it, and we love you.
Now, is Dan Payne on the window there?
I don't see Dan here.
Okay, well, Dan's going to appear later, but him and I served in the Marine Corps, and we both were selected as warrant officer in '87. Went to officer training back then. But in his absence, and I'm sure he'll pop in later, but he's going to appear with his lovely wife, Mary, a 46-year marriage, I believe Thursday, okay? So Dan, if you hear us, ping in when you can. Al Lajeunesse is there, right?
Yes.
There's
Yes,
Al.
I am.
You're in Germany, right?
I am in Germany.
Al and I served in the Marine Corps back in the day here in Camp Pendleton, 3rd Tracks, right?
That's correct.
And if you ain't tracks, you ain't bleep bleep, right? But Al, thanks. You give us a quick synopsis again, just a couple words as we move on to the next one.
Okay, so something I want to say. So 3 words that I remember so deeply. Service never ends. And I'll talk more about that as time goes on.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Is Marilyn there?
Yes, hi.
There she is.
Yeah, hi.
That impressive woman. Now, Marilyn, we're all retirees except you, right?
Yes. No, I will.
She is the example we need to get our young veterans to emulate. You know, all of us spent 20 plus years, and you get to tell your story shortly. But you know what? Though I seen something about E3s lately. You know, the older brother, not an E4 yet. You know, all the stories you talk about while in service. But I got to say, Marilyn, wow, what you've done is amazing. So tell us shortly, briefly, why do you think I think it's amazing?
Well, it wasn't planned. I can tell you that much. I just kind of followed the trajectory that life put in front of me. I am former Air Force. I served on the electronic crypto with the Air Force, and I ended up marrying a military person. And so I spent another 25 years being a military spouse. And I also, during that time, worked for DOD and ran the network operations and security centers, did a lot in terms of bringing and modernizing the computer infrastructure for the AMED, the DENTAC, a lot of other agencies within the DOD itself. And so I left there and I moved over into a corporate career and continued on in technology. And we'll go into more detail lately in terms of what that are. But I spent time with Cisco when we were building the internet. I spent time in IBM and Verizon. And so I've supported, and now I spend my time supporting causes through DAV. I'm part of the National Entrepreneur Council, and that's my means of giving back to entrepreneurs that are entering into the tech space.
Well, wow. Dr. J, I don't know about you, man, but wow.
Well, we're going to take a station break right now, Big Al, but we're going to come back. We're going to come back. We're going to pick it up. We're going to get an opportunity to know these great veterans, talk to these great veterans. If you want to be part of this conversation, call in at 1-866-577-2473. Is your life. I'm Dr. James Cooley. We'll be back shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity coming up on It's Your Life. Cooley.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Todd Perk, the producer of The James Cooley Show. It's Your Life. And in the new audio version of his book, Country Boy, City Boy, a journey that ain't over yet.
chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do.
Adversity. It's time to get equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, Dr. James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And I tell you, I'm excited already. I know that our listeners are excited because I see the comments are coming in. And I tell you, if you want to be part of this great conversation, a couple of ways you can do it. You can call into the radio station. And Todd will put you through, and we'll make sure that you are able to ask a question that way. Or you can go to the comments section and just ask us any question you want to. Al, I want to get this started because I want to get a chance to know these great veterans and some of the things that they are doing, and learn a little bit about their military career and how that projected them to be doing some of the things that they're doing today. So I'm gonna start this off, and first thing I want to ask, and we'll start off with you, Captain Valerie, is what was the most important thing that you learned during your time in the military that still sticks with you today, and that you always find yourself reverting back and saying, I learned it. So let's start with you, Captain Valerie. Okay.
I got off first. I would probably the ability to get along with others. So, in the Navy or the military, you don't usually get to choose your team. You get what you're dealt with, and trying to figure out those people's particular strengths and what they're going to be good at, and maybe if it's not a right fit, trying to find the right place for them. And simply, you don't have to agree with everybody, but it is important, and particularly now in the business world too, that I end up in situations where I have to get to know people very fast and be able to get along with different personalities. And so I think that's very valuable, getting along with other people.
Absolutely. Al, over in Germany, how you doing, my great friend? How you doing? Al, I want you to tell our viewers and our listeners and these other great veterans that now you are overseas, working, doing great things, and had a great career in the service. What's the most important thing that you learned that stuck with you?
Well, I think one of the biggest things is where I understood, what my limitations were, what my abilities were, and actually having those being flushed out during my time spent in service. One of the biggest things I loved about that was being able to mentor and kind of help shape and mold and bring a new thought process into the young Marines that were underneath my charge and care. Those are the things, and of course, there's a few other things, different philosophies of leadership and so forth that allowed me to be who I became in the Marine Corps, and also having a lot of help along the way by listening to other folks like Al. Al has been a great inspiration on a lot of different things, helping me really focus on those things. But I continue to do that now, and that's what's important for me in moving forward as my career progresses.
Thank you for that. Maryland, did the military, I know that you only was in for a short period of time. What were some of the things that you learned in the military that prepared you, for the senior level assignments that you have had since you've been out? Maryland, I cannot hear you, Maryland. You on mute.
Yes.
You're on mute.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess one of my biggest takeaways is never stop learning. Because of the lessons that I learned inside of the military, I learned to be a perpetual learner. In other words, once I mastered one skill, there was always another skill around the corner waiting for me. And it really did pay off in terms of me being allowed to have longevity in this industry. So if nothing else, I say open your mind up to be a perpetual learner.
So it's all about learning, and you're absolutely right. Let's go to Dr. Foster. Dr. Foster, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I definitely echo Marilyn's statement about being a perpetual learner. I went into the Air Force way back in the day 1987 with only a high school diploma. And over the years, I just kept going to school over and over until I completed my PhD. But during that time, I mentored, I went from enlisted to officers. So there was a lot of things that I was able to do during those times. But for the most part, understanding what my priorities are and to definitely share those priorities with the young folks that I work with. So those experiences really brought me to where I am.
Wow. Leo, my man. Leon as a first generation American military guy, what were some of the most important things that you built upon from the military that propelled you into all of these great things that you're doing?
Thank you, Dr. JC. I truly appreciate this opportunity. Some of the things that I truly appreciate about the military in this country is, one, freedom. I grew up under martial law. My father grew up under World War II. And the opportunity that we have here is undeniably one of the best in the world. I started out with a GED and a green card. I failed Special Forces twice, became a Green Beret on the third attempt, earned 2 master's degrees, and now I'm in a doctoral program for law and policy, and also started my business this year. And the opportunities of someone like me is unbelievable. And most importantly, I have the opportunity to give 100% every single day. And that's the best freedom that I can ever experience.
So, man, that is absolutely fantastic. And just doing all the great things you're doing, educationally. A lot of people, we go in the military. At least I did when I went in the military. No one really pushed me toward education, but you get in there, you get around a lot of great folks, and it just rub off on you, and you have these visions. I call them vision, and it leads to understanding. But then we have to learn how to focus on being the best that we could be, and that's one of the things that the military did for me, because I was not educational focused. I did not know anything about being a leader, and you just meet great folks, and like each and every last one of you all. I tell you, we blossom, and then others are watching. You never know who's watching you. You never know who's watching you that's going to learn from all the great things that you're doing. So my next question is, what is two adjectives that best describe you, and that best also that you want our viewers and our listeners to know that, okay, this is me, but it can also be you. So let's start with you first, Marilyn, on this one.
Wow. I won't tell you what to call me, but persistent is probably one. I really love his story of trying out for special forces and having the wherewithal to try again and finally getting into the beret. That persistence is certainly something that I admire. The other one would be just determined. Once I set my mind to something, it's going to happen. So that deterministic quality that I have has served me both good and bad. But that would be another term that would be used to describe me.
Hey, Leo, I'm hitting you up first. So next, can you tell us about the two that best describe you, and what you would want others to take away and just be motivated on? Leo, can you hear me?
Yeah, could you repeat that, Dr. JC?
Okay, what is two adjectives that best describe you that you live by, and that you would want others to see that in you, that motivate them to strive to be the best they can be, based on your understanding that led you to be the best that you can be?
I would say resilience. And resilience, sometimes it means a lot. It's a very heavy word, because I didn't always feel strong. I didn't always feel confident. And I had to dig deep when I felt like a loser, when other people told me that I was a loser, and when other people ignored me. And the resilience turned into one step, little steps. Sometimes I went back 2 steps, but just to keep going, just to honor my spirit, my body, and my mind is the best gift that I can give to the world.
Wow. Resilience is a very powerful word, because we all get knocked down. Many of us, if we allow that to happen, we don't want to get back up. But our resilience, we have to always strive to be the best that we can be. We're going to take a station break, but when we come back, Captain Valerie, I'm asking you that question. So I tell you, if you want to be part of this great conversation, go to the phone, dial 1-866-577-2473, or go to the comments and just let us know just by putting it in. It's your life. I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley. We'll be back shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley.
We are not a charity. We are veterans. We are warriors, brothers, and sisters. We don't need, we deliver. OpsForVets.com. Handshakes, not handouts.
I'm Albert Rencheria, Marine Chief Warrant Officer 4 retired, Ops for Vets CEO. I invite you to take a look at our organization. You'll quickly understand Why, out of thousands of groups currently serving our veterans, we have become the most rapidly growing and opportunity-rich team in the market. We have deployed dynamic distributors who are responsible for servicing and growing their regions, East, Central, and West. We provide a complete roster of high-caliber services, produced to create the results you require. Find us on the web at www.opsforvets.com.
Life is a series of circles and cycles, phases and stages. These are your experiences that teach you the lessons of life. You can either ignore them or embrace them. Welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James Cooley is a motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation. Dr. Cooley is here to equip you to strive for greatness and overcome adversity. It's time to get equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, Dr. James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life, and I tell you, just sitting here, just being among these great heroes, and you know that we're willing to give the ultimate sacrifice so that our country can remain free, our democracy can stay intact, and also to defend this great country from attacks from enemies, etc. And just being with these great veterans, it means so much to me, means so much to America, because one thing that I believe is we all have to understand that even the ones that didn't serve, we volunteer to serve for you to make sure that you are able to do all the great things that you're doing right now and able to learn. So I'm so impressed, and I'm really enjoying my discussions with each one of these great veterans. Just keep in mind, I want everybody to watch the show all week long, because we are going to feature each and every one of these in individual shows, or a couple of them together sometime. But you'll get an opportunity to have what I call a deep dive to really learn about these great veterans. And if you want to be part of this great conversation, come on now. 1-866-577-2473. Or you can go to the comments and ask them any questions you want to. Okay, so Dr. Valerie, I'm going to pick it back up with you about the questions, the two adjectives that best describe you, and the adjectives that you always want people to see when they see you, that brings you joy, and that's also going to help them out in life.
Okay, well, first of all, I did want to say thank you for your service. There, doctor, because we haven't. I heard you veteran in your introduction, and I know that you're in the Navy. Go Navy. But thank you this Veterans Day, and thanks for having us on. I feel like I cheated because I had a little time to think about it, but I would say my number one is positive, and I like to think that I look at the world in a positive way, and when I go into situations that may seem like, how are we going to get this done, that I can look at it and figure out, okay, well, we can get this much done now, this much done now. So try to take each situation and look at it with some kind of positivity. And then the others, since Marilyn already took persistent, I have to dedicated. That I'm dedicated to, I think I'm dedicated to people, I'm dedicated to the mission, I'm dedicated to projects, I'm dedicated to my business, I'm dedicated to my family, and I'm dedicated to helping others, and particularly trying to help veterans right. So that's it.
That is absolutely fantastic. I think we kind of skipped over Dr. Foster on here. I don't think I asked her that question. She's trying to get away with it.
That's okay. That's okay. I consider myself to be kind and generous. Kindness is free, and sometimes in society, people are having a hard time and they forget about kindness. And so those are the types of things, or those are the two adjectives, if you will, that I instill in my children and my grandchildren, or my daughter, my grandchildren.
What about you, Albert? I don't think I hit you up for that one.
No, not yet. No, I was I would say determination or determined. I think that's one of a cornerstone of being able to be successful in anything that you're doing. As long as you have that, you're going to succeed one way, shape, or form. The other part is remaining humble. I think being humble, knowing where you came from, what roots you have, and whether it was in the Marine Corps or in life as general. I think it's important to remain in that manner, so that way, whatever's brought before you, you know how to handle those things and understand that it took hard work to get where you're at today.
Wow, that's I mean, all of these are absolutely fantastic answers, and I tell you, it's a it's a good mentor. Words of mentoring, because just like I mentioned to you a few minutes ago, you never know who's watching, who's looking at you, and say, "Wow, I want to be just like that person right there." And if they're listening right now, that's confirmation to them. So one of the things I want to talk about again, I want to talk about your businesses and what excites you most about what you're doing, and how can you encourage others to, that might be coming out the military or veterans already, to actually give them a boost on going out there, dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. And sometimes it take a risk, but risk pays off. So I want to start with you, Dr. Foster, on this one.
Well, I own a business called Optional Solutions LLC, and we're a healthcare provider of durable medical equipment and supplies. We have clients nationally, internationally, and we've done quite well. So what I see that's important, very important, is to mentor. So there's about 3 young ladies that I actively mentor, and to help them see what they can do to have a better life. And that's to work for themselves.
So mentorship is all important. In your business, do you only work with young women, or you work across with everybody?
Well, as far as the mentorship part aspect of it, yes, I only work with young ladies. Business-wise, definitely, I have contracts with the federal government, local, state, and we're doing quite well in that industry. Unfortunately, COVID hit us back in 2020, but thank goodness we were there to help meet those needs to the hospitals, to the doctors, those different medical facilities.
Wow. That's absolutely fantastic. I think we got Dan on here. Dan, can you hear us? Can you see us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. How you doing? How you doing?
Doing really fine now that I'm on. It was a trial getting on here, so.
We here. Hey, Dan, can you tell our veterans and our listeners and our viewers a little bit about you and where you located at, and a little bit about you. You've been a veteran as well.
Yeah, my name is Dan Payne. I'm a retired Marine officer. Did just under 23 years, served with Alrenteria for many years, and I retired from the Marine Corps and started a fiber optics company, and tried to get, my priority was hiring veterans, and ended up hiring quite a diverse group. I had 60 employees. We had 4 offices, Petaluma, Fresno, which is where I'm located, Santa Ana, and Hawaii. And we did most all the VA hospital low voltage and electrician work from Dallas to Hawaii. We've done a lot with veterans. And then in my spare time, I volunteer a lot with Veteran Services. I'm the past CEO of the Veterans Day Parade here in Fresno, which we are the largest Veterans Parade in the United States. I'm also the announcer for the parade. I'm also the director of the very first Veterans Pack in the United States. We developed it about 20 years ago, bringing a voice of the veterans to the politicians. And so I'm the director of that as well. We also work with various veterans groups, Stand Down, to get the veterans clothed and pre-medical checks and all. So I'm really busy with veterans. I worked with SCORE, SBA, mentoring veterans who wanted to start their own businesses and those that were struggling with their businesses. So kind of in a nutshell, that's who I am and what I do.
Wow. You know, that's absolutely fantastic. And I tell you that we are just having fun talking to these veterans. Everybody brings so much to the table. And but thank you so much for joining in. And we're looking forward to having you on and you know, digging deep into what your company do and a lot of other things. When we have, I think you are on Thursday. I think Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not 100% sure.
Right, Thursday, the Marine Corps birthday, as a matter of fact.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. You know, so let's go to Captain Valerie because I'm interested in learning about what you write. I know that you have written several books and in your company. How does that help our veterans and just our country as a whole? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. That's my business. It's a small part of it. I've written 3 books. They're right here. Believing in Horses 2, and Believing in Horses Out West. And they're about a young girl in a military family who turns to horses to help her overcome some of her challenges. And so I wrote the book because at that time, right after I retired, I realized that there just were not a lot of books out there that featured military families and some of the challenges that they go through and even smaller challenges, not just deployment, but moving and having kids start over in new schools. And anybody who's been a military brat knows what that's like, or even anybody who's changed schools a lot. So I wanted to write these books to kind of be motivational, inspirational, teach people a little bit about military families. And then when I started my business, well, it all kind of happened at about the same time, but I wanted also other veterans who wanted to write, that they could see that if I could do it, well, why couldn't they do it, right? It's just kind of a positive reinforcement. So that's the part of it. The other part is I mostly work in business development, helping companies write proposals, which is, to me, it's good because it's helping businesses grow and it's helping people get jobs. More business means more jobs. So hopefully there's some kind of trickle down effect there that helping others.
Absolutely. It's all about helping others because life is about giving and making sure that we put others in a position to be successful. And it's amazing that we go in with an idea and especially writing. A lot of people write and read and that gives them an opportunity to get a chance to know a lot of things that each one of these great veterans doing. But we're going to take a station break. But we're going to come back and we're going to pick it up again. And when we get back, I see that I got a question. Somebody asked Dr. Foster a question. So I'm just giving you a heads up, that we're going to take a station break. But when we come back, we're going to continue this great discussion. It's your life. I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley. We'll be back shortly after the break.
To help you overcome adversity, coming up on It's Your Life.
Cooley. I am the founder and CEO of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, Options, Opportunity / the Choice Program. Our primary mission is to help build the foundation of our youth and young adults and communities. And we encourage everyone to dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. And the way that you do that is, first of all, you got to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You have to know that you are here for a purpose. You also have to be able to step out your comfort zone and do things that you probably didn't think that you can do.
Founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation. Dr. Cooley is here to equip you to strive for greatness and overcome adversity. It's time to get equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, Dr. James Cooley.
Welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life, and I tell you, I'm just real. Always, you see a big smile on my face because anytime you're around, first of all, I call it this much talent. The many patriots that you know that they got your back. They out to teach you what they have learned, and they do that by putting people to work as well, and building our economy, help building our economy, help keeping jobs out there for all of us, and they continue to strive. So that is one great thing about being a veteran. You go into the service, or whether you go in as an officer or as an enlisted, you give the best and be the best that you can be, learn as much as you can, and great things normally happen if you want them to when you come out. And so these 6 great veterans are an example of all of that, and it's more than 6. We got Big Al over there that we getting ready to give him an opportunity to just chat and tell everybody about some of the great things that his organization is doing. And Al has probably worked with everybody here. It's an absolute pleasure working with this guy. And if you want to be part of this great conversation, again, that's 1-866-577-2473, or you can go to the comments, ask Al one of these great guess a question, you can ask me, or if you want to just say hello, why don't we do it? So how you doing, Al?
Well, JC, it's worst case is best case. And I've been on the phone with Dan Payne. I think he found the link, but I blame myself because I linked everybody to the YouTube channel. Oh, there he is. Hey, Dan. You look just like me. You're my pre-version. This is what you look like when you grow up. But listen, have we able to talk to Dan yet, or is he just chiming in?
No, we talked to Dan. Dan, he has incited us and brought and told us a little bit about him and some of the things that he's doing, and we are really going to delve into Al Thursday and learn a whole lot more from what he is doing. So I'm looking forward to it.
You meant Dan.
I mean, not Al, but Dan.
That was Friday.
Dan. But hey, tell them a little bit about you, Big Guy.
Well, I like to make noise, right, Val? And I like to make errors so we can get Val to fix them. I'm here with Douglas, okay? And I was telling about Val, and he goes, I like to get it because I'm writing a book, and he needs to know there. So the really way to honor veterans is realizing that we're 18 million strong, and we got to connect. We're connecting here. We got to learn through this connection, and we got to secure opportunities amongst ourselves, but most importantly to our communities. Our communities is who we served. 330 million. We're just a fraction of that. And I'm going to point to my dear friend there, Marilyn Jackson, because she is the junior of all of us, and look at what she's done. Now, take that 18 million veterans and the things we can do to inspire the communities to help us find that veteran. I was talking to Douglas right here about his VA card, and there's 18 million VA cards that the VA's got to procure. I talked to Sanja for Ambest. You don't have one, 50-50. The real reality is we're all business owners. And Al Lajeunesse took the federal track as Maryland did, but he's still out there in Germany doing his thing. So we're connected worldwide. You know, we got a big surprise to do in 2023, but before we announce it, we're going to tease you. JC and I and others are going to put something together that no one has ever seen. What do you think, JC?
You know, yes, we got to reach out. We got to educate not only our veterans, but we have to educate the world, and we have to bring all of that in together because just like you know, just as well as I do, by bringing everyone in, that creates a knowledge base, that creates a positive motivation, and that also helps get our economy and keep our economy going. But it requires all of those great things. So 2023, look out, and we certainly gonna need you all support in order to make what we are going to do work. I'm talking about really work. So you know what I'm talking about, Al.
Well, here's what I'm hearing. We are going to is what we're going to do. Not that we, and this is what I tell JC. He promotes confidence. I have the confidence with all of you that we're going to move not one mountain but tons of mountains. Is that a false statement from you guys? Yes or no?
I think all of them are muted. Well, maybe no, they're not muted.
Well, listen, just nod your head. We're going to move some mountains, right? There you go. There, visual. But listen, JC, there's a question here for Dr. Tammy Foster. Did you want to read that to her?
Yeah, Dr. Foster, I told you to get ready. It says the questions for you is how did you develop the relationships with the medical supply manufacturers to support your company?
You know, the answer is actually within the question, developing relationships. That's key. Basically, people do business with those they know, like, and trust. If you can't develop those relationships, it's really hard to actually get into any industry, especially the medical equipment business, because as I mentioned earlier, COVID really hit the communities. And also what happened, a lot of large companies that were not traditionally in a medical equipment supply space, they pivoted into the space. So companies like mine, who's been around for 14 years, that's been my niche. That's what I do. Thank God I had those relationships. And so because of COVID, I developed additional relationships. I became a distributor or manufacturer myself. I have my own line of disposable gloves. So again, had I not been in the right place at the right time, I would not have developed those relationships, and I would not be where I am today.
Wow. So it's all about developing relationships, and yeah, that's the key. That's just like you said, Doctor. A relationship building is the key, and maintaining those relationships and building on other relationships is the key. It's a question. Dr. Eric Hall has a question for the captain. Ask the captain, what was her inspiration to continue to charge and just to stay motivated with the great things that she's doing?
That's a sort of a multi-part answer, and I'd say for the proposal writing, that kind of business development, when there's a big win, and I see that means that's going to give more people jobs, and it's helping that company. To me, that's a great inspiration because you feel like what you did is making a difference in somebody's life. The other would be for my books. When I have somebody say to me, "I read your book and I cried," or my kid read your book and went and started a fundraiser to save horses, and then the other is with the veterans, helping veterans write. When I've had people say things to me, even in little one-day sessions, where they say it's really made a difference and it's helped them. It really get some thoughts out that they wanted to get out. And so those are all different inspirations. So they're pretty much everywhere. Yeah, and then my family.
We're down to the last minute of the show, but I tell you, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I look forward to having each and every last one of you on during the rest of the week. And I want everybody to continue to dream big, think big, and be big. And I want everybody to tune in because we got some absolutely fantastic shows coming your way. And we out of time right now, but I promise you, tomorrow we're gonna pick it up with the guests, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, all the way to Veterans Day. So stay tuned. Remember to dream big, think big, and be big. And also, always remember, it's your life. I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. It's